Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of The Great Jahy Will Not Be Defeated, episode 10, The Magical Girl Will Not Lose. And as I already said, as I keep on saying, I know I keep on repeating myself on this though, but each episode's getting better and better, like I said, and this is another great episode. This series has become one of the most one of the great animes I've watched in quite some time, and it's just, like I said, it's an anime that never slows down on humor, character development, pacing, animation, the chemistry between the bonding between characters, all that stuff, and it never slows down. And I just keep by how much praising of this anime I've enjoyed so much. Great Jahy Will Not Be Defeated is just, like I said, it's become a real gem of an anime for me, and we're halfway through the series now, so because it's gone to 20 episodes, so now we're halfway through now. But this is what as it keeps on going. I mean, great. Okay, as it picks up. Okay, before I get into more of the stuff about this episode, but as I'm going along though with the plot now, it opens up with Kokoro, the little girl that who likes Jahy, the little girl, almost getting hit by a truck, and the magical girl comes down and stops the truck with one hand. Saying, "Oh, she makes me look both ways," and she says, "Thank you," and then she jumps away. She doesn't fly away; she just jumps away. And then Kokoro is talking to Jahy, saying that she was rescued by a magical girl, even though Jahy knows who that is. And she comes and is saying that she's saying how cool this girl is and all that, and strong. And then Jahy becomes envious, and even as she doesn't want to be outbeat by the magical girl, so she wants to she shows Kokoro her real self, transforms into her real form, and to get Kokoro to praise her, which she likes being praised. He's like, "Oh, you're so cool, you're beautiful, stylish, wonderful," singing her praises, and saying, "Are you strong as you are?" So she tells him to go lift that rock. So she barely lifts up the rock, but she lifts it just a little bit enough. Saying, "There you go." Oh, it was nothing. And then can you choose some energy, whatever it was, and then she uses her magic pendant to shoot a little bit of energy out, and see, there you go. And then she had to go, but since she used up all of her energy, she had to take the night off from work. So, and then when she goes back to work, when she goes back to work, and this is more to get more development more on her character being more growing more human, you can say, and how she's more becoming like this in the human world. Like this time, all the customers are praising her. Like as two are leaving, it's like, "Oh, you've been really good in Jahy," and she says, "Oh, thank you." And how she's become more using the phone, like calling for resurrection, all that stuff, and even the customers are giving more praise, and even her boss too, like how she's becoming growing more accustomed to human. You be doing more better and better at your job. You can be shift manager, even though you're still the only employee working. And she's like, "Oh, why'd you hire more people?" But the thing is that because she takes a moment to herself, where it's like she's saying she's growing more accustomed to human. She's like, she's saying she's not who she is anymore, because she's living in this human world. Had to survive on making money. And everyone's praising her, and she's doing her great at her job. She's just becoming more human. Even though she says she wants to restore the Dark Realm, but even though we all know by the end of the series, though, even when she does go back to the Dark Realm, it's not going to be the same she's not going to be the same how she was how she was back then, because she's grown to this human culture so much, growing and liking with the chemistry with her boss, her landlady, even the other, like the Kokoro, she's not gonna be the same. She's not gonna be the same person, the evil person who she was from before. Even though, like I said, even though she wants to go to the Dark Realm and restore and get all the manga crystals, she's not gonna be the same anymore. She's not the same anymore. We already see that she's not the same anymore. She's not. And she has a moment to herself, though, and when her boss comes out saying that, saying, "Oh, this is all your fault, me weighing on customers and all this stuff." But the manager gives her some nice words saying, "Oh, because everyone gets your smiles, you're giving everybody smiles, and you're the way you are, and hadn't find your work, and she's like, oh really? It's like, well, as if this is all your fault. I would not do this anymore. So you get more human development for the character of Jahy, which is always nice. And then the rest I have is focusing her on pursuing the magical girl, because we see her how she really is. She's a teenage high school girl, and she's because when she encountered her before, she's getting all this bad luck, all this misfortune, and she used to stand there watching her as she's getting all this stuff, all this misfortune happening to her, like things are falling on her when it's raining, her umbrella doesn't work, or banging into a pole. All this, even at school, where this big board just falls on top of her. So when she goes to the nurses, when Jahy goes into school, which I guess like no one sees a little girl walking in with it just willy nilly without a pass or nothing. So she pretends to hit her on the head with a flower pot, but she's awake though, and she's like, ah. But the reason why she does this is because she's saying that she's fine. She's fine having to endure all this misfortune to her, because the reason why she's perfectly fine with that, because she doesn't want anyone else to go through that. She said she doesn't want to make anyone else cry, so she's perfectly fine to carry this burden on her to protect the everyday people from bad luck, if whoever has any piece of Mongol crystal with them. So that's why she has to take all of them, just endure all this misfortune that's putting on her. But when she finally does gather all the crystals, then she could finally be able to destroy them. So that's why. So until she gets all the crystals, she just happily puts up with it, just endure it until then she's ready to finally destroy all of them. And yet she still doesn't recognize that's Jahy as well. She still thinks that's the little girl who she had from before. He's like, oh, you don't have to thank me. You don't have to carry that burden on you. And then she hears something else, so she transforms into her magical form again to help other people. And then just leaves Jahy just like, why? Oh, and before this, speaking of magical girls, as she's walking by, when Jahy was walking by to find her, we passed by that big muscle guy who's dressed in the magical girl uniform, which from a few episodes back, when she was getting arrested by the police. Yeah, you see that big muscular guy with a mustache just taking selfies in his magical girl uniform costume. So it was like, oh hey, let's see that guy again. Okay, so it doesn't skip this show does not skip a beat of fun characters like these. It doesn't skip a beat, I mean, we don't see it because we only see it for that a little bit, so that character doesn't overstay its welcome, right? No, it doesn't do that. Just was like, oh, okay, hey, there he is. He's still taking selfies of himself. So yeah, characters are still. Listen, this show never slows down on humor, on characters, and development of characters, especially with Jahy. And even then, after the credits, it's another just a gag where after the credits, where the magical girl. She's gathering all the crystals, like this one baby that's being it's a runaway baby in a stroller. The baby has a crystal in its hand, and she takes it, and she has to do. And we see more of magical girl, this enduring all this pain and misfortune, because after that, she gets that crystal. She sees a swarm of bees. She gets stung, and then helping other people. We see that even though we see the shot of city, but she sees we see her just hearing her, seeing all this stuff happening to her, like something falling on her, getting hit with all this other stuff, and she's walking in the crowd, and everyone's looking at her, and she says, I can do this, I'll just bear it, and she's just laughing to herself. So yeah. So episode 10, the magical girl will not lose. Another great episode I give applause to. Like I said, this show it's just been absolute amazing. People have been. I'm sure people are liking the show, but it's not getting a much more of a response to, like, where people are phrasing, "Oh, the show is awesome." But I mean, if people don't like the show, that's fine. But can't give this show enough praise, right? Because it just has like good mixture of blending of all the things that I said, right? So, and now we're halfway through the series. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen to the rest of the half now, which I think I can already predict what's gonna happen at the end though, but I've already said it. But and so I'll see how this goes for the rest of the episodes. So yeah, on development, more stuff developing, and it's been really great. More focusing more on the magical girl. Nice to see Kokoro, the little girl Kokoro again. Even the little appearance by the man dressed as that magical girl. I mean, just doesn't slow down humor, stuff like that. It doesn't. So yeah, to episode 10, Magical Girl Will Not Lose. I really did enjoy it. And like I said, this show does not skip a beat at all. It doesn't. So yeah, so looking forward to episode 11, which I think was called "The Landlady Can't Come Home." So I'm really looking forward to that. So obviously this is gonna be focused on the landlady now. So yeah, Great Jahy Will Not Be Defeated. Episode 10, another good one. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next for more Halloween month and the next episode review, which I'll be getting to next now. Later.